Damn it, Joe. Forget the accuracy. Give me the muscle. Here, do it again. What are you, a ballet dancer? You keep that up, I'm gonna have to get you a tutu. Now, come on, put every ounce of strength behind it. See if we can do better this time.
Not bad, huh, Coach?
Gotta be a hell of a lot better than that.
What the hell do you want? That was a damn good throw. If you think I'm shit, why don't you just tell me?
I'll tell you what I think, Joe.
Welcome to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! You are not advertiser friendly! No. Tonight, episode number 26. Yes, we are cruising along, and we are going through another 1980s monstrous madness destructive slasher flick that is also part of a trend that happened in the early 80s, and that is of the 3D movie. Yep, oh, do you see it? It's coming right at you to the screen. Gotta get your 3D money worth, and this movie has a lot of those shots. Anyways, the movie we are talking about is Silent Madness. So what is Silent Madness about? Well, I am glad you asked, because that is the point of this entire video. Anyways, so when a deranged psychotic is mistakenly discharged from the loony bin, it is up to a courageous psychiatrist to find him before he can create any more chaos, madness, and destruction. However, on the surface, you think, well, that's a very basic plot. You know, you got the released mental patient going around killing things. Anyways, this mental patient was sent there after he killed a bunch of sorority girls in a sort of prank gone wrong type of situation. See, he was watching them doing some hazing, and they saw him, and they decided to, like, tease him and mess with him. And, of course, because he's crazy, he goes apeshit and murders the lot. Anyways, he gets sent to the institution and then is mistakenly released for someone with a similar name. And this psychiatrist who works at the institution must find this psycho before it's too late. However, the institution, because, well, it's embarrassing to have accidentally released someone who is dangerous, but is also conducting secret experimental research with some of the loonies in the loony bin. They want to make sure that this whole thing is, well, kept silent. So they fake a death certificate for the, well, I guess, I was going to call them escape, but accidentally released person, and basically tries to convince everyone that this person is dead and there is no danger at all. And they secretly send some of their goons out to try to find him, and of course to find the lovely psychiatrist so that they can keep her silenced. Yeah. So we have a dynamic where we have a deranged psychopath who's going back to the sorority, because I guess it's the only place he knows, and killing the sorority chicks, because that's really the only thing he knows how to do. And we have the psychiatrist trying to find him, convince the townfolk that there's a dangerous, deranged psychopath on the loose, and meanwhile trying to dodge being captured by the goons sent by the institution, as they convince everyone that, no, the guy's dead, don't listen to this crazy woman, and everything's perfect, while, of course, the psychopath picks people off one by one. So let's get to those scores, shall we? Well, violence and gore, 1.5 out of 5. Look, there's not a lot of blood. I mean, there's a lot of death, but it happens mostly off screen. However, there are a couple creative kills, especially the one with the girl hanging upside down and a weight and a rope, and sure, you don't really see it, but you're like, oh, you know, that's pretty nice, and some sort of vice grip death that could have really been awesome with an eye pop, you know, into the camera. But apparently, I don't know if this movie was massacred by the MPAA or they just didn't have the budget to do that kind of stuff. In the end, yeah, a lot of it off screen, and therefore lessens the impacts of the violence. But still, some creativity in the murderation. Anyways, 1.5 out of 5. Shock value, 2.5 out of 5. Look, there are a few pretty good jump scares in this film, and of course we have a shocking revelation at the end, which I thought was also nicely done, so 2.5 out of 5. Plot, 3 out of 5. Look, I like the fact that they took something that's really a cliche, you know, the escaped or mistakenly released mental patient, and actually did something that, you know, is interesting with it, because they have the whole thing about the institution going, oh, you know, we're doing these weird experiments, and we accidentally let this person out, and we're kind of evil, so we're going to try to cover the whole shit up. And so you've got this sort of thing, it's like where, you know, you got the psycho killer, but you also have this evil institution that's trying to cover things up, and this good upstanding moral doctor caught in the middle of all this just wants to do what's right. And so that dynamic, I think, really bumps up the narrative, and it does need some bumping up, because the lack of really good gore effects and violence really does kind of hamper the enjoyment factor of a movie like this. So having an actual interesting plot is definitely a bonus that works in its favor. So 3 out of 5. Acting, I'm also getting a 3 out of 5. Look, there is some bad acting in here, but the performances of the doctors, like the Dr. Kruger, the evil one. I mean, I enjoyed his performance. He almost had like this sinister, you know, German Nazi doctor type of thing going on. Very subtle, but still I picked up on that. As well as this guy who runs a paper in the town where the sorority is. I thought he was a pretty good job acting, as well as the psychiatrist did a decent job. So, you know, I'm giving them ups on that. 3 out of 5. Nudity is 1.5 out of 5. Look, there are some brief titty shots in this movie, but not a whole lot. So 1.5 out of 5, though they are nice, of course. I do not complain about the titties. No, never complain about the titties. Anyways, enjoyment factor, I am giving this a 3 out of 5. It definitely loses some momentum in the middle of the movie. Some might call it a little tedious and boring at times. I think that they were developing a little bit more of the mystery thing, because they were kind of diving back into the past, about this killer, this lunatic, which we didn't get any real context in the beginning, so he did get filled in the middle, and doing that, and this whole plot point of the psychiatrist trying to convince everyone that he's out there and he's dangerous, and everyone's kind of like, oh no, and then the sheriff is like, no, he's dead, the institute said he was dead, look, they're going to fax a death certificate right here. So, I mean, yeah, it definitely kind of starts out slasher-ish and ends slasher-ish, but in the middle is a little bit more bogged down in the kind of storytelling, which I guess, in a way, if you're not going to have as high a blood bath, high a body count, you're going to have to do something with the middle of the movie, or otherwise you have only a half-hour movie. So, plus, the fact is, I was generally interested in those story elements, and so, you know what, I digged it. I dug it. It's not the greatest, but still pretty good. 3 out of 5. And my overall impression is a 3 out of 5. I like how they have that narrative that does a little bit extra special stuff. Plus the ending, well, I think when thinking about it, it does make sense. It did kind of come out as a bit of surprise. Like when it happened, I'm like, oh, wow, that's a nice curveball, and kind of harkens back to a little bit of the original Friday the 13th in a way. But anyways, I still think a solid flick. Not the best, not the greatest, but definitely pretty good, and a bit higher than average in that aspect. Given the fact that there are some problems, like the gratuitous 3D shots, and the fact that this sorority house has like an industrial-sized boiler under it. I mean, it's like a boiler you would have for the entire school, but it's underneath this sorority house, which is not that large. It just makes no sense whatsoever. But whatever, they needed some kind of scary industrialized boiler area for some of the scenes, and I guess some people might consider that bad of a plot hole to lower the scores, but I'm going to forgive it because I love 80s movies, and I guess I'm going to be very forgiving. Anyways, that averages out to a 2.5 out of 5. So there you have it, Silent Madness 3D! Well, tell me what you think. Have you seen Silent Madness? Leave a comment in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you completely just have no idea what's going on whatsoever? I don't care. Just say something. Give me a like, thumbs up. Give me a subscribe, share, add the playlist, whatever. Subscribe. I don't know. I've lost all like the, notification squad. Ring the bell for the notification squad. Anyways, I don't know. I will see you next time on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And remember, Internet, you stay sexy, you stay scary, and, don't go to that sorority that had all those murders in the basement years ago, because if you do, you're most likely going to end up in a horror movie, because that seems to be a plot for a lot of horror movies. Anyways, I will see you later.